What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? I've been posting that I was gonna make a cons and pros of both South Korea and Japan, so I compiled a little list here. Number one, for pros of South Korea. Number one, subway system is so easy to use. It's great. Like, it's very simple and it's all bilingual everywhere, which is great, so you can't really get lost. Didn't take me long to get used to how to use it, and then I was off on my own. Number two, most things are bilingual. A lot of signs are bilingual, a lot of signs are in English and Korean, so yeah, it's handy to have because you can't really get lost. K-pop. Yeah, there's quite a number of K-pop stores, and it's all reasonably priced because you don't have to, ship them or have them imported, so the price is, normal price. So, that comes to my next point. Everything is cheap. Food is cheap. Clothing is relatively cheap. Depends where you buy from. Gangnam District is a lot more expensive because it's more higher end brands, but if you go to places like Itaewon or Hongdae or Myeongdong, things are a normal price. Like, they got stores like Forever 21, H&M, Zara, those big name brands. So, clothing is relatively well priced, and food is super cheap. You can eat very cheaply for maybe like $4 for a bowl of something that can fill you up pretty much and satisfy you in every way. And that comes to my next point, the food. The food is awesome. I love Korean food, bulgogi, samgyeopsal, bibimbap, all of it. Like, there's nothing bad about it. I'm not a seafood person, so I'm not eating anything seafood there, but I'm sure it's just as good as their beef, their pork, and everything else. But yeah, and which is also kind of cool is that there is a lot of K-pop that is played in stores onto the streets that you can hear when you're walking by. The most noticeable groups I have found that were played a lot was Big Bang, Icon, Zico, like his solo stuff, Crush, Exit, obviously, G-Friend, yeah, they were played a lot. And the only place that actually played any EXO was Nature Republic because, EXO is like their models and stuff like that, so. But yeah, that was the majority of the music, especially Icon. Icon everywhere. And then, another nice thing about South Korea is their streets are so clean. Very clean streets. You don't really see any garbage anywhere, which is really nice compared to, cities in America where there's garbage on the ground in a lot of places. Which is weird, which leads me to start the cons now. After I've started talking about the good stuff, I'm gonna start talking about the bad stuff. It's hard to find a garbage bin anywhere. Like, how do they keep their streets so clean when there is barely any garbage bins anywhere? I can't find them. Like, maybe one around some corner in some back alley I don't know about, but yeah, it's so weird. They need to have more garbage bins around because I don't like carrying garbage in my pocket. But yeah, or recycling too. And my next con, this one probably annoyed me the most. Koreans love to spit. And I mean everywhere. This is not just outside on the sidewalks or in the grass. This is in the subway station too, on the floor. Like, I was standing there waiting for a friend, and this kid, must have been 15, 16 years old, going to catch the subway, inside floor, nice tiled floor. What? Right in front of me. I was like, okay, that's kind of gross. Well, I find that gross. I don't know about you guys, but. And it's not necessarily that they're a smoker. These people just spit, and they make the grossest sounds too when they do it. They do that. It's kind of. It annoys me. It might not annoy you, but spitting is very, very, very common in Korea. You spit on the sidewalks everywhere to kind of shield yourself if you think someone's gonna spit. Next one is when I came to South Korea, the first thing I noticed was the lack of personal space. I like my personal space. Some people might not mind it, but these people will bump into you and not give a second thought about it. If you're in the way, they will shove right past you without saying anything. Con was kind of sad, but air pollution is really bad there because it is a dense, condensed city. That the pollution is pretty bad. I don't know what it's like during the summer or the winter, but when I was there, February to mid and March, I did not see one clear single sky day. Even on a clear sunny day, there was so much haze you could actually directly look at the sun without going blind within seconds. That's how pretty bad it was. And yeah, the drivers, oh my gosh, streets driving scary. Every time I had to take a taxi with my friend's family, I was so tense in the back. Like, these drivers don't stay in between the lines. They're like guidelines, you know? So I'd avoid taking a taxi or riding in a car. And it's true, they do not wear seatbelts in the back. So I heard, South Korea is one of the highest ranked places for car accidents. Now I know why. Next thing would be hard to buy pants. Like, yeah, I'm a little bigger than Korean average size, but I'm just a few sizes over the largest size. Like, their largest size is about 27-inch waist, I think, for the pants, and I'm 32, so it's hard to find pants, but luckily there is some places. I haven't really gone shopping for pants. I did once, and I did find a pair in Myeongdong, which were like a stretchy waistband, like kind of like jogger sweatpants style, so they fit. But yeah, Itaewon apparently has big sizes, and it's advertised everywhere what I noticed it was. And yeah, so if you're looking to go shopping, check out Itaewon. They would have probably better sizes. I found when I came to Korea, the people there seem to be a lot more uptight. Maybe it's just because I'm foreign, like I'm not from Korea, or it's just their culture. It's just very strict, uptight. When I'm traveling, I'm going from point A to point B, and nothing's gonna get in my way. Anyways, next, I am gonna talk about Japan. Now, I was only in Japan for 2 weeks, but I was there long enough to really, check out how the culture was. And let me tell you, Korea and Japan are very different from each other. Very different from each other. You always think, they're so close together. They're only an hour and a half flight away from each other. How could they be that different? They just are. The culture is extremely different. Let's start with the pros. I noticed the people are more relaxed there. Like, if you compare their subway system to South Korea's subway system, just the people in the subways, you can tell that, in Tokyo it's kind of clustered. Like, everybody's going everywhere, everybody's almost bumping into each other. Whereas South Korea, it's more like, this line is going this way. And if you're going this way, you have to be on that side, so you got crowds of people going one way and crowds of people going the other way. But when you go to Japan, they don't have that system. Everybody just walks everywhere. So you can tell it's more relaxed, people are taking their time doing things. So they seem a lot more, I don't know, to me, they seem a lot more happy than the South Koreans. I don't know, that's just my experience. You might experience something different, right? And the next thing, pros, is there is a lot of places to buy K-pop stuff. I'm not gonna lie. There is a Koreatown in Japan, and there are K-pop stores right beside each other. There's a K-pop store, there's a K-pop store, there's a K-pop store. Oh, there's a K-pop store across the street. Oh, there's a K-pop store up those steps. Like, I've never seen so many K-pop stores in one area. I think there's more K-pop stores in Japan than there is in Korea. I'm not lying. Like, in South Korea, I asked my friend, is there a place where you can buy music CDs? Like, just, like an HMV, But my friend didn't know of any places like that. And there were just K-pop stores. But but in Japan, they have a store called Tower Records, and they have K-pop CDs in there. And it's Tower Records is like an HMV. There's all sorts of music CDs, and wherever there's a Tower Records, there are K-pop CDs. So it's not like you have to go on a hunt and you wonder where. Oh, I wonder where I can buy them. No, there's Tower Records, and that's where you can buy them, or you can buy them in Koreatown. But the unfortunate thing is because it is in Japan, that means it's imported from Korea, and that means they are a little more expensive, which is unfortunate because they do have a lot of, obviously, both the Korean albums and the Japanese albums, but you have to pay more for it because they are imported. Another pro, food is also amazing. I love Japanese food. Japanese food is great. Udon noodles, love it. Another pro, you can see the blue skies. The next point is buying clothes in Japan. Their sizes just go up slightly more than what South Korea does. So that's good. I found jeggings, jeggings, jean leggings that just fit me, which is great because I need a new pair of pants because some of my other pants were wearing down. So it was really nice to be able to find something I could mostly fit into. But yeah, their sizes run a little bit bigger. And that's another thing too. In Japan, they're not as focused on their looks as Koreans are. There are people of all sizes, all shapes and sizes there. So if you're a bigger person, you won't feel too out of place because there are more people who are bigger. There are people who are skinnier. There are people who are tall. There are people who are short. Just all sizes. Which is kind of, a nice break to see because I'm a bit bigger. And being in South Korea, you see all these skinny girls. Like, I won't lie. There are bigger women and men in South Korea. But yes, the majority is fairly small. Japan has clean streets too. Very clean. And again, where are the garbage bins? I don't get it. You have such clean streets, but I can't find a garbage bin to throw my garbage out. Oh well. As long as the streets are clean, right? Find the garbage somewhere, I'm sure. And something I really like about Japan is that they have such a unique culture. Like South Korea does have a great culture too. There's just something about Japan that makes you go, oh, that's really unique. Like in Japan, I didn't get to go visit the mountains because they were so far away from where I was staying and I had limited time. But I could see from far away how huge they were. And even on my flight back from Japan to Seoul, I could see the top of Mount Fuji, which was really cool. Unfortunately, I couldn't visit it in person, but to be able to see it from my airplane, that was pretty neat. And yeah, so those are the pros for Japan. Because I've only stayed 2 weeks in Japan, I didn't really get too much of a feel for cons. The only cons I would have to say about Japan is that the subway is very tricky to use. It's like probably about 4 or 5 times bigger than South Korea. South Korea's subway system, it's ginormous. Not only do you have lots of lines, you have a lot of different trains on the same line. Other cons I'd have to say is, K-pop stuff. And being a K-pop fan is that the stuff is more expensive. And shopping in general, and the food is a little more expensive too. So if you plan on visiting Japan and Tokyo, prepare to bring quite a bit of money if you plan on spending, because things are not cheap there. I have to say my favorite thing that I did in Seoul was the K-pop concerts. Hands down. They were awesome. And my favorite things I did in Japan, in Tokyo, would have to be Big Bang, again, because I saw Big Bang in Tokyo Dome, which was amazing. And I went to a Japanese host club. If you don't know what that is, I could spend a whole other video explaining what it is, but I went to a Japanese host club. I actually went twice to 2 different kinds, and they were both really, really fun. Totally love to visit South Korea and Japan again. I really do plan on visiting Japan again because I was only there for 2 weeks and I really want to do more. Anyways, if you sat through all of that, my boring talking voice, because I don't have a very exciting voice, I'm sorry. Good on ya. Anyways, till next time, I'll see you later.